how to fill a toilet up with when the toilet is needs water to fill it up in order to flush the toilet. Hypothetically, this is the fill valve. This float here goes up and down. It will turn the water on and off. And when it turns the water on and off, then what happens? It goes, okay, I think if it goes down, then at some point, then when it pushes up, it may stop the water somewhere thereabouts. So, and you can adjust the height of it. Now, the water may come out of here, right here, but as one notes here, there are threads here. So now this is the hose that connects to the thread. This is a braided hose. So this particular hose here is I think it's a 7/8 on one end. So when one goes into the box store to buy hose, it's not a bad idea to look for this. Now the 1/2 inch, which may fit the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink, it may have a little metal thing, sort of like this looking metal here. This may be metal, but this is plastic here. There's no use to use any Teflon on this because it has a rubber bushing in here. If it has the rubber bushing, it should make a seal without the Teflon. Now there is a rubber thing. I don't think it's on this one, but it's on here. Now this does need to be on here. I think this may have been removed, but this probably goes on the inside of the tank. But this would simply screw up here. And then if we go back here, we have what they call an angle stop. And it may be a 1/4 of a turn, I'm not certain. But on here, this would feed here from this particular pipe here. It would feed here. And as one turns the pipe here 1/4 of an inch, it would perhaps turn the water off in this direction. So this particular pipe here is a 3/8. And this 3/8 goes from here to the braided hose to a 7/8 fitting. So keep these sizes in mind when you go into or one goes into the box store. Again, this would be a 3/8 here. This is where the main water would come in this direction. If one turns the handle, say maybe a 1/4 of a turn or somewhere plus or minus a 1/4, half, I'm not certain exactly. Seems like might be a 1/4. The guys can add this to the comments, the expert plumbers. But then the water would essentially come through here, this would be a 3/8 fitting that fits onto this fitting. The water comes through here, comes up through here, and it comes into this. This would be a 7/8. So 3/8 by 7/8. Okay, the water comes in here, then the water will start to spray out here. And then the float, this would be obscured. It would be in the back of the toilet tank. So you will not be able to see this particular part here. Part of this may protrude out of the wall. You would have your cutoff here. This may be visible. Many times it sits on the left-hand side of the toilet down below the tank. So if you need to turn the water off, if the toilet for some reason, if it's boiling out on the floor or something, just turn this lever here and it should turn the water off. If it's working properly, it comes through here through the 3/8 again. This is a braided hose. My opinion, I like these 7/8. The 7/8 hose will put the water in here in the middle. As you can see, this has threads. There's no use to put Teflon. This has a rubber bushing in here. So as long as it has that rubber bushing in there, there's no use to put Teflon. The water will begin to spray out here. Once the tank fills up in the water, it pushes the float up. Once it pushes the float up, the water should stop. So once the water stops, then the tank will fill up. Then when you hit the lever and flush it, this may drop back down, this float, until the water begins to fill up and fill up and fill up. Then it will push up here. So again, to recap, the main water comes through here. Part of this pipe may be behind the wall or under the floor. There may be a little bit left out. Now this could be copper, this could be CPVC. So then you come in here, this is an angle stop. This would be your cutoff to cut your water. This would be a 3/8 fitting. So the water would go in this direction up here to a 7/8. Again, 3/8 by 7/8. When you see or one sees the plastic thing here on this one, this may be a telltale sign that this may be for the toilet. Some of the ones for kitchen sink, the end may look kind of like this metal here. It may be a metal. So when you see the plastic one here, that may be a good sign you're on the right track. My opinion is I like the 20-inch hose. It gives you enough length if you have to circle the hose around. So the water comes in here, sprays out here, and again, this is in the tank. So basically it just fills it up, and then when you flush it, the float may drop back down. When it fills back up, it begins to push the float up, pushes this lever up, and cuts the water off so it doesn't drain out on the floor. And so this is the sequence of operation of how a toilet is filled. Water enters here, angle stop here, goes through this hose, 3/8 on this side, goes this direction to a 7/8, goes in here. Some of the water may spray out. If you can see these ports here, may spray out here. Water flush, this would drop down. When the toilet begins to fill back up, this pushes up. This lever here would be the shutoff. So this is called the fill valve, and the fill valve would allow the toilet to fill and to cut off the water. Now, to manually cut it off, you would simply use your angle stop and turn this little gadget here, say whatever you need, a 1/4 inch or whichever one you've got. They make many different types, but this one may be, I'm not sure, it may be a 1/4 or somewhere thereabouts, or whatever it takes. Just you'll know when the water's off. So anyway, fill valve for a toilet and how the water enters the toilet. Thank you.